I think we're rolling. So, hello. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Amara and my artist name is Little Sailboat. Little Sailboat is the name I release music under. So I write solo piano and a little bit of singer-songwriter, a lot of solo piano and instrumental music as of late, which I've really enjoyed. But for those of you who are new, you can poke around my channel and see what I've written. And you can also look up Little Sailboat wherever you listen to music, Apple, Spotify, Pandora, and you will find stuff that I've written. Now that we've gotten all the formalities out of the way, I'm also an improv comedian. And I have been doing improv now for about 2.5 years. And over the last 6 months or so, I've started to get seen as a more professional improviser, like someone who can be hired to do gigs, which is cool. Being a comic is a little weird because you never really know when you've made it, but it's cool to be in as many shows as I'm in and be a part of the Minnesota scene in particular. So I'm really enjoying that. But all I have to say, I wanted to talk in particular in this video, I really wanted to process, because it's been something I've been thinking about for a really long time, the concept of improv magic. That's the term that improvisers use when something really cool happens. And it's also the part of improv that got me addicted to it in the first place. And I just want to explain what that was, what it's like to experience improv magic. So, here's an example. To start, there was a show I was in, oh gosh, a couple months ago now, where I was doing just like a normal montage with a group of 10 improvisers on stage. And what a montage is it's just you get a suggestion from the audience, and then you start doing a scene, and then when that scene feels like it's in a good place to stop, then somebody sweeps it, and then they start the next scene, and then again and again and again until there's what's called a blackout, which is when the person in the booth makes the lights go out. But anyway, so I was doing a montage and the suggestion we got was Halloween. And I also heard while we were asking for a suggestion, someone else yelled out Christmas, but we took the suggestion of Halloween. So we're doing scenes, people are cutting the scenes, we're doing scenes. And then I come on stage, and one of my favorite ways to set up a scene is to dramatically open something, whether that's some sort of container or box or door or something, because that gives other improvisers who are on the sideline a chance to jump in and be either in that box or behind that door or whatever. So I start the scene and I'm pretending to be or acting. Ooh, I was acting. I was acting scared to open this box, right? So I'm and I'm pacing, and I'm oh no, just not wanting to open the box. And then someone comes in and I name her Holly because our suggestion was Halloween, but Christmas was still in the back of my head. So I name her Holly, and she's just what's wrong? Why can't you get our Christmas decoration box open? It's just open the box. And I'm I don't know if I can. And so Holly comes over, she opens the box, and then one of my fellow improviser comes up and under the box to be the thing that's in the box, and comes up and is ah! And I'm in the corner at this point being all scared, oh no. And I declare that the person that just came out of the box, I'm oh, it's my elf on the shelf that I accidentally made a real boy. And huge laugh in the theater. And so then the elf becomes this evil elf and is are you my mother? And just becomes this kind of Halloweenish kind of character. And so to me, that is an example of improv magic, because we got the suggestion of Halloween. I heard Christmas, and so I started the scene Christmas, but then in the back of my head, I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about it. In the back of my head was Halloween. And so the Christmas thing became Halloween. And in particular, when I was driving home, I was like, where did that come from? And I realized that a couple of days prior to the show, I was having a conversation with a friend about all of the children movies that like scared us as a kid. And one of the movies I brought up was Pinocchio. Like, oh, one of the scariest movies ever. The kid lies and they all become donkeys and they're on an island, and it's just like, oh my goodness. So so that's where that came from. Like, accidentally made him a real boy. This idea that this like puppet-like character is now real was a mixture of me having Pinocchio in the back of my head, me having Halloween in the back of my head, and then also the fact that I declared the start of the scene as more of a Christmassy scene. So yeah, so it's just like, huh, like that kind of stuff is just so energizing to me. Just the creative, just like randomness and beauty that came from that. So that's one example. That's one example of improv magic. Can you guys tell that I'm all hyped up because I did an improv show? This is what happens every time I do an improv show, and then I'm like, so I gotta get it out. So another example of improv magic, as in a show recently. This one was a couple weeks ago now. Similar format, same theater actually, and this time we had a coach for this show, and they challenged us to give a physical gift to our scene partner. And so I, in one scene, walked on stage and I was like, okay, I'm gonna physically give them a friendship bracelet. So I walk on stage and I'm like, oh my goodness, Johnny, hi, like, guess what, I got you, I made you this friendship bracelet, right? And so I give the guy the friendship bracelet, like a physical gift, right? And he's like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like, yeah, we've been friends for 2 years. And he's like, yeah, 2 years. And we're both like, yeah, 2 years. And then what's cool is I walk towards him like this, like 2 years. And he follows and also walks towards me like this. And then like we're walking towards each other on stage, and then our fingers meet like this, right? Like we're like, 2 years. And you just felt the audience go, oh, like just the space felt lighter. Like everybody was like, oh, like it just kind of touched everybody's hearts. And that's an example. I call that improv magic because it was the two of us taking the time to look each other in the eye and notice what the other person was doing, and just being like, yep, this is what's happening. And I did not know this person prior to this scene, and it was just a beautiful example of just following your gut and just creating something beautiful out of nothing, if that makes sense. I don't know, I just like the connection there was just so beautiful to me. So that's the second example of improv magic to me. And then the third example of improv magic, so as you can see, I'm wearing my Quirk shirt today because the show I was in this afternoon was like a family friendly show. So we were performing for a lot of kids, and I really enjoy performing for kids just because their imaginations are so big. Performing for kids is not for everybody, but I really enjoy it. So one of the things that we got to do several times today was go up to a kid and ask them about them and what kind of story they thought we should perform. And I just remember there was like one kid who wanted to have us do a story about a monster, but then also she was showing us her like stuffed animal kitty that was like a unicorn. Like it was a kitten, but it had like a unicorn horn on it, and she named it Kiwi. And we created the scene for her where there was this monster, and then she was the main character, and then her sidekick was Kiwi, and they took down the monster together. And you could see like her eyes were just so big and she was so engaged, and I just like helping a kid see their imagination come alive in front of them is so magical. It's just so magical. Like you could just see the sparkle in their eyes, and I love that so much. I really, really do. I really, really do. So for those of you who have never done improv before, I highly recommend it, because I just, over the last 2.5 years, just have found so much joy from it, so much connection from it, just new friendships and creative experiences, just getting to create something new every single time I go and do improv. And so if any of you have any sort of interest in it, I highly recommend going and taking class and checking it out, because it's been like a life-changing thing for me. I've been a musician for 15 years now, and I love songwriting. I love songwriting. That's something that's never going to go away. But it's so cool to have a creative outlet that involves other people. And in a time like now when everybody is so divided and angry, I just find so much joy in doing something that makes people laugh. So, all right. I think, did I calm myself down? I was literally like wiggling in my chair and moving all around. So, I think I got all of the energy out. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been recording music, guys. So I'm in the studio right now, and I'm excited to share that with you guys sometime this fall. But I'll try to keep you posted on improv stuff too, because that's a lot of fun for me. So, all right. Bye.